the rate thing. Just,
We're
the
live.
solution to the rates. Hi.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi. Hey. Nothing like being live. Thank you, Eric, for joining me again. I'm Andy Harwood, and I'm here with Eric Pirius from Bell Bank Mortgage, one of our favorite mortgage professionals. And it's always so great to talk to Eric because he's got such a great handle on the market and just how to help buyers be successful in figuring out their pre-approval, what strategies might be good right now, and all that kind of stuff. Hi, Eric.
how you doing, Andy? Hi,
Good.
everybody.
Good. What I think a lot of people are struggling with right now, potentially, and I wanted to talk to you about is if I wasn't in real estate and I didn't know a lot about real estate and mortgage, and I saw the interest rates going up like this, and the stock market going down and coming back up, and all this kind of stuff, I might be wondering, am I genuinely, am I smart or dumb to be buying a house right now? Should I wait? Should I do it now? Am I making a bad decision, or am I making a good decision?
It's a good question.
It's a good question. So we were talking about the other day, you and I, about just kind of like one of the main strategies that you need to have in mind right now. With interest rates where they're at and just the market doing what it's doing. But what do you think? Would you buy a house right now? And how would you do it?
Well, I did buy a house right now, a few months ago, in Florida, in fact. And the reason was because I thought prices were going to go higher and rates were climbing. My rate was much higher than it would have been even 6 months prior. But because I knew it would probably be worse in the future, I don't need a retirement. We don't need a retirement place quite yet, but we got one because I'm future proofing. So that means that I believe that prices are going to increase and rates might even go further. Besides, I know that, so I took a higher rate than I might have otherwise, but I know that I can refinance. And here's the solution to the rate problem. It's a two-step process now.
Right.
You get your home, you get the quality of life, the benefits of financial benefits of ownership, and then down the road you refinance. And to make that easy, at Bell we offer streamlined refinances, otherwise low or no cost refinances. And as soon as you qualify for it, we're happy to do it for you. I can put you on Rate Watch, so I get pinged when we reach a margin to where it makes sense. So then you end up where you would have been, but you don't have to wait. My suggestion is you don't put your life on hold because of an interest rate, that you take all that you can in spite of the interest rate and then change that at the first opportunity.
Yeah. It's interesting because this is a completely different conversation than we were having a few months ago or a year ago, where we were saying, it's a great time to buy now because interest rates are so low, you'll never have to refinance. But now the strategy is do it in a two-step process.
Yeah.
And if you could have bought a few months or a year ago or something when rates were maybe in the twos or something, that's wonderful.
Right.
But that's not here right now. And so
Right.
waiting around for it to come down to that again, it may never come down to that again in any reasonable time frame. So what's the strategy? I think this is such a cool idea, is just, if you're going to buy, if it's the time for you to buy, don't wait around. Just assume that it's going to be a two-step process. You buy now at this rate, and when things do come down, if they do, everything's cyclic, then you're going to plan to do a refi. And I thought it was really cool that Bell has this kind of built-in streamlined refi. Do you want to? I know it's really simple, but can you just hit on that a little bit more?
Well, it's what it sounds like. It's streamlined. In some cases, we don't need much documentation. Maybe won't even need an appraisal. We do no cost refinancing or low cost refinancing. The option's up to you. So it's easy. In some cases, free. Buy a no-cost refinance. Usually, I mentioned that, and the first thing people say is, "That sounds really good. How much is it?"
Well, that's what I was going to ask. You said free. I was going to ask how much.
How much is it?
Yeah.
It's free. It's free, which means it costs no money. Or you can pay a little, maybe get a lower rate. But in any case,
but how much
you've
is
got
it?
good options.
How much is it though?
It's free. It never gets old. Never gets old. So while Andy's choking on his coffee, there's a lull right now, right? We're seeing prices come down a little. You don't have 11 offers on a place. You've got 2, and that's a week after it showed up on the market. So take advantage of that, right? Don't delay on or postpone the financial benefits of ownership because of an interest rate. You pay yourself every month the mortgage interest, the appreciation, and the quality of life. You're gonna get 6 point whatever, but you can refi as soon as possible. For little or nothing. And then you've had your home that whole time, rather than still waiting like, oh my God. Because if we talk this time next year, the prices are going to be higher. Maybe the rates will be higher too. Who knows? But that'll be the only difference. Oh, and rent will be higher.
So other than all of that, what would be the advantage
of owning a home, other than the quality of life, a tax write-off, paying yourself every month, and getting appreciation? Good question.
I think I'd need more than that. I don't know. I'm just.
Would you?
Well, okay. So if I'm renting, let's just assume.
Sure.
And I'm sitting on the fence, wondering, like, I want to buy, but I'm just not sure if So there, you've just enumerated all the reasons to not. It doesn't make sense to not buy right now, just to wait around. You're going to end up. People don't realize housing prices are not really coming down. I know that you see, and this is a whole other topic too, but in terms of the overall trend line, and of course we don't have a magic crystal ball, but I would assume that with everything that's going on in the bigger picture of things, houses are going to be more expensive in a few months next spring than right now, not less.
Right. There's 1.7 months of inventory right now versus 1.5 last year, so a little more. I think 4 to 6 is considered a normal supply, right, Andy?
A little more, but not a lot. So just so we don't gloss over that, there's about 1.7 months of supply of inventory. Normal balanced is something like 4 to 6 months, right? So there's still very low inventory, meaning not a lot of houses.
And builders have alligator arms all of a sudden. They're pulling back. And so when spring comes and everybody's been waiting, should I, shouldn't I? Which is natural. I mean, everything is going on. But by then, whatever's happening now will be old news. And there will be all this pent up demand and perhaps even less inventory. So I think it's going to be a nutty spring, just like normal. And, if you can buy in the next few months, you will beat that rush, which I think will be, financially rewarding.
Yeah, I'm picturing my world next spring is going to be multiple offers again. I don't see how it's not going to be. And so anybody who tried to buy a house a few months ago, or from I'd say about January through June, knew how hard it was. And right now we've got inventory that's not necessarily selling in multiple offers, and buyers have a great opportunity to snag a house, maybe at list price or possibly even a little lower, or get their closing costs paid. And the price you pay for it might be just a little bit higher rate, but that could very possibly be temporary too, when you, again, to hit our main point here, plan to refinance. And with a program like what Bell has, where you're kind of building in automatically, assuming that we're going to do a free or low-cost refi down the road.
Right, and then you don't feel compelled to pay extra now to get the lowest rate you can, and spend a lot of money on a rate. And in some sense, it's like, who cares about the rate? To some degree, right? Like I might have it a year, I might have it 3 years, but I'm not going to, anyway. You get the point.
Absolutely. Well, this has been super informative, and I think it's a great point, and it makes a lot of sense. So thanks again for joining me. It's always great to talk to you.
Good to talk to you, Andy. Have a great weekend.
And I learned the term alligator arms. I'd never heard of that before.
Like this. Usually it's when your buddy you haven't seen since college, when it comes time to pay the bill, the check.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. We're a ways from those days, aren't we?
That's true.
All right. Thanks, man. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.